One day, the villagers all gathered to kill Nwaka and the baby in her womb. Nwaka escaped and ran into their river. There she invoked the water spirit and asked that they protect her and her unborn child from the evil ones. When the villagers got to the river, they tried to kill Nwaka but were all drowned in the river. Once upon a time in Obodukwu village, there lived a woman whose name was Nwaka. Nwaka was pregnant and the villagers accused her of carrying a witch in her womb. They tried to kill the unborn baby, but Nwaka protected the child with everything in her. One day, the villagers all gathered to kill Nwaka and the baby in her womb. Nwaka escaped and ran into their river. There she invoked the water spirit and asked that they protect her and her unborn child from the evil ones. When the villagers got to the river, they tried to kill Nwaka but were all drowned in the river. Nwaka continued racing until she got into a neighboring village where she settled in an abandoned hut. One day, while she was walking around the bush to see if she could get some fruits to eat, she went into labor. As the labor progressed, Nwaka cried for help, and soon Okafor, the great hunter in the village, who had gone into the bush that morning to check his traps, heard her and went to the direction from which the cry came. When Okafor got there, he met pregnant Nwaka lying on the ground crying. Okafor quickly asked what the problem was with her, thinking she must have been bitten by a snake. But Nwaka told him she was in labor. Okafor helped her get up. He took her to the village midwife who helped her with her childbirth. Nwaka gave birth to a baby girl and died afterwards. Okafor was happy she had a baby but sad Nwaka died. Okafor, not knowing anything about Nwaka, decided to take care of the baby, who he named Mmirimma. At this time, Okafor had just gotten married and the wife was pregnant. He thought of what the wife's reaction would be. He knew that his wife Ijemma would not be happy with that, but not knowing who to take the baby to, he took her home. Ijemma was unhappy about the situation. She hated the little baby and vowed not to have anything to do with her. Okafor took care of the little baby like a woman would. 2 months later, Ijemma had a baby girl. She was so happy to behold her child. Okafor was also happy cause to him he now has 2 daughters. Ijemma never considered Mmirimma her child, but as soon as she grew up to the age she can run errands, she started overloading her with chores while her daughter does nothing. Mmirimma was a brave girl. She would go to the stream to fetch water, go to the farm to work, fetch firewood and still come home to cook, while Nnemma, Ijemma's daughter, played with her friends in the village. Okafor, though he was not Mmirimma's biological father, loved and treated her right. He does not seize any opportunity to caution his wife Ijemma of her ill treatment towards Mmirimma. Mmirimma had a friend named Okala. Okala was a village drunk and was considered unserious in the village. Nothing he did or said was considered seriously. He was always there to cheer Mmirimma up anytime she was troubled. One day, Ijemma sent Mmirimma into the bush to fetch firewood at night. Mmirimma pleaded to fetch the firewood the next morning, since it was already late and dangerous for her to be seen in the bush by that time of the night. But Ijemma insisted she fetch the firewood that night. Mmirimma, as an obedient girl, went into the bush to fetch the firewood that night. And while she was coming back home, she was attacked by some village boys who tried to rape her. They held her to the ground and one of them tried to rape her. And immediately thunder struck him dead. The other boys ran off in fear. The next morning, they took the news of their friend's death to the palace and told the king that Mmirimma killed their friend. Knowing that the king would have punished them for trying to rape a girl, they told the king that she insulted them. And while one of them tried to beat her, he was struck by thunder and he died instantly. The king asked to see the dead body before he could believe them. The boys went and brought their friend's dead body. The king then sent some men to go and bring Mmirimma to him. They went and brought Mmirimma to the king. And the king asked her what she did to the man, and she told him that she had no idea what happened to him, as she never touched him. The angry king declared for Mmirimma to be banished, saying that no one would be allowed to practice witchery in their land. Mmirimma pleaded with the king, saying she had done nothing to the man, but the king insisted on banishing her. Mmirimma was banished and taken into the evil forest where she stayed, fought and killed all the evil spirits that came to kill her. One day, while she was sleeping, in her dream, she saw a woman asking her to come back to Obodukwu where she belonged, as it was her time to do that which she was created for. In that dream, confused Mmirimma asked what she was created to do, and the woman told her that she was created to be a healer. On saying that, the woman disappeared and Mmirimma woke up. The next day, she embarked on a journey to Obodukwu, and there she dwelled. Mmirimma's journey as a healer started the day she was coming back from the farm and ran into a man who had been bitten by a snake. Immediately she learned he was bitten by a snake, she ran into the bush and came out with a concussion, which she gave to the man, and the snake teeth fell off his leg and the pain went away. The man's daughter Udumma thanked the gods for using Mmirimma to heal her father of the snake's poison. In this village lived a wealthy farmer who had just one son, and his son had been sick for a long time. They have invited native doctors from both their village and beyond, but none seemed to prefer a lasting solution to the sickness. Udumma visited the wealthy farmer's son and saw that his health condition is not improving at all. So she remembered Mmirimma, the girl that had healed her father of the snake's poison, and not knowing where she stays, went about the village calling out on her, "Mmirimma! Mmirimma!" After a long search, she found her and took her to Obiechina's house. Mmirimma blessed some leaves and gave the drink to Obiechina. He drank it and became well again. Obiechina's father asked to know who she was and then found out that she had been banished by the people of Amuko, who labeled her a witch. He then gave her a place to stay and a land to farm. Mmirimma was very happy with the farmer's act of generosity. Things went south in Amuku village when the king became sick and none of the native doctors in their village was able to cure him. The elders were restless, and so they sought for solution from other villages. And one day, while they were seeking for solution, they ran into a stranger who told them about the powerful healer, Mmirimma. The elders went and met with Mmerimma and were shocked to see it was their own Mmerimma, the one that was banished by the king without proper investigations. They told Mmerimma the king's predicament, and she felt so sorry for him and then traveled to Amuku village with the elders. When she got there, she gave the king a concussion and he became well. The people in joy celebrated and crowned Mmerimma the priestess of Amuku village. Mmerimma ruled as a priestess, and evil was far from the village as her reign frowned at evil.